everyone, and this is going to be day 3 of the quarantine quick trains. Today's video is going to be focused on the recall, and that recall is just another word for calling your dog to you, so either come or here, or whatever word you'd like to use to call your dog to you, and they should be coming right to you and hopefully sitting there right in front of you as well. So we'll have the beginner, the intermediate, and advanced exercise again today. So the first one here is going to be the beginner. So this is kind of going to be the first step of how you start teaching that recall with your dog. You sit. So a lot of times you might just want, depending on how your dog's doing, if your dog's not really focused in on you, you might want to kind of settle them down a bit, get them into that sit. You're going to have your dog on the leash. You're going to step out to the leash. Aloo, come. And then have them come to you. And they should sit. If they don't sit, ask them to sit there for you. You're going to kind of step back at the end of the leash again. Aloo, come. Good girl. Very good. You can kind of just do that walking around. Aloo, come. You kind of step back a little bit too, if you need. No. There you go. Good girl. Aloo, come. Good girl. So you kind of work on that with your dog repeatedly, just kind of having your dog on that leash, working on to the end of it there with them. And that way you're kind of able to direct your dog with the leash if they need to come closer to you, or if they need to come closer to you, or that way if they're trying to go behind you, kind of use the leash, kind of direct them there back around you to sit there near you. So it's going to be that beginner stage right there, working on that recall with your dog. So this is going to be another step you can do, kind of working toward getting more distance from your dog if you don't really trust them off leash, if you don't have a secure area, and this way too you kind of can still communicate with your dog because they're still on that leash there. So what you can do, you either buy a long lead. A lot of times you get them off Amazon pretty cheap. You can get different types of material of them. I'll use my Biothane one here since it's kind of bright orange. You guys can see it a bit better. But you can also just make one out of paracord. Just as long as you have that long string that you're able to either step on if you need to, or you kind of just pick it up and grab it depending on what you're doing as well. So we'll kind of work on this, kind of showing how you start working on a bit of a distance with your dog before they're just on that 4, 5 foot, 6 foot leash. This way you're able to get some more footage on them there. Aloo, come. Good girl. Good job. Good girl. So just being able to kind of get further distance. A lot of times too, okay, you can free your dog, have them walking along on that long line. That way they're able to kind of have that freedom, and that way you can kind of work on have your dog distracted a bit as well. But she's going to keep following me. A lot of times if your dog can kind of get distracted by a smell, or whatever it is. Aloo, come. Good girl. Good job. Okay. So this way you're kind of able to have that safety of still having your dog on the leash, but not having to have them, like I said, take off and not come back. Because when you're working on that recall, is you do want it to be in a controlled environment in the beginning stages, especially when you're working on that with your dog. Otherwise, a lot of times too, if you kind of make it a fun, exciting game, Aloo's kind of been used to this, but especially in the beginning, if you got a young dog or you're just start teaching them off, a lot of times too, go ahead, use treats when your dog does come to you. If you're very treat motivated, food motivated, use that treat there. Give it to them when they come to you. Otherwise, like I said, just be super excited about it. Aloo, come! Come! Good girl! If you get really excited about it, then you can kind of get your dog wanting to come to you. They're like, oh, it's exciting. You're doing something neat. So just kind of showing them that it's kind of a fun game for them to be able to do. So that'll kind of be the end of that, for kind of stepping up a little bit of the beginner stage of the recall. So for the intermediate exercise here today, it's going to be having your dog in a down stay, which is kind of what we focused on yesterday. So if your dog's able to kind of hang out in that down stay, and what you're going to do is you're just going to walk away from your dog, get some distance from them, and then you're going to call your dog to you. Aloo, come. Good girl. Good job. No, sit. Very good. That's better. Down. Put them back in that down stay. Walk away. Get that distance from them. Aloo, come. Good girl. No, come here. There it is. Good job. Like I said, you kind of do, okay? You kind of do want your dog to be able to kind of come to you and sit. A lot of times your dog might want to come to you and just kind of keep running past you or whatever it is, but if it's kind of in a situation, Luke, come. Come. Good girl. Very good. Down. Like I said, if it's in every situation, you know, you kind of do want your dog to be able to come to you and sit right there around you. Because you don't want them to keep going past you. You don't want them to just kind of stand there and get out of reach from you. A lot of times with a recall, it is kind of an emergency situation sometimes where you need your dog to come right back to you right away. You don't want to have to fiddle around with trying to catch your dog there at the end. So you're kind of able to practice, get your dog to come back to you and sit there in front of you or beside you or wherever. I'm not really too picky about it, but if you're able to get your dog to be able to do that, you're going to be able to have more of a feeling of sense of relief that your dog isn't going to come to you but then keep going past you or whatever it is. So it's going to be that intermediate step there, working on that down stay with your dog. So this is going to be that advanced exercise working with your dog here. And what you're going to do, you get a treat, you get a toy, and what you're going to do is you're going to toss it and then have your dog come to you instead of going to the treat or the ball. In the beginning, you are probably going to want to still have the leash on your dog, because if you just toss it, your dog's going to be like, oh, I'm going to go get it, and then I might come back to you or whatever it is. So this will kind of help guide them of that, oh, I'm still supposed to come to you first before I can go over there. So we'll kind of demonstrate that here. So what I'm going to do with the Lou, okay? Lou, come. Good girl. Very good. So with her, I actually did a little practice round with her in the beginning with her off leash, and she just went off after the treat. So that's kind of why she's kind of understanding a bit better now that, I'm not supposed to be getting that treat right now. Okay? Sit. Come. Good girl. Very good. So I'll try her off leash, and we'll see how she does with this. Down. And we'll see. I'm going to make it actually a bit smaller since she actually took a large chunk the last time. Hello, come. Good girl. Good job. Good job. That's much better. Down. And you could also try things instead of having your dog in a sit or in a down. You can try to free them up. Okay. Good girl. Now she's going to want to hang out by my side because I've got my treat here. Hello, come. Yeah, good girl. Good job. Like I said, you're going to want to be more exciting than that treat or that toy. Okay? Get it. So next up, we'll try it with the ball here. And since this is my first time doing it with her with the ball today, so I'm going to go ahead and attach it to the leash here. That way she understands that we're training here, we're working on something that she's supposed to be learning. Luke, come. Good girl. Very good. Okay. So we'll do one more here with her on the leash, and then we'll have her off the leash again. Luke, come. Good girl. No, sit. There it is. Much better. Down. Luke, come. Good girl. Good job. Good job, Trix. No, okay. Sit. Good girl. So you kind of saw there, she kind of thought about going for the ball and then coming to me. So that was kind of really good. So I was very encouraging, got more excited for her to come back to me instead of getting the ball there. So like I said, that's kind of beginning the advanced portion. Like I said, just toss in some things that kind of distract your dog a bit more. That way, if you are out in public and your dog maybe sees a person or sees someone else tossing a ball, that your dog's able to ignore those things and still come to you.